Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TeamODZ
Oliver.
Live. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in Rick's household at the moment. He's just telling someone not to come back.
Oh, V and I, she's the adopted daughter. And somehow we end up messing with each other at all times. And I told her, bye. Don't come back ever again. And then she said, oh, don't worry, I won't. This will be my last time. So I'll be grabbing all of my stuff on my way out the door, including that bike. What? Oh, I thought this fan was blocking it. Ah. Man, number 3. Ooh, more. Bye. Whew. Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna fill this one today. I'll probably be spending my day at work feeling just a little bit off balance.
Oh, you just need to adjust the adjustment on the bottom of your chair then. Just like you do on your trainer. That'll do it.
Luckily, yesterday I got a lot of stuff. Wait, no, we're a week ahead. I mean, a day ahead this week, aren't we?
We're a day ahead.
Well, might not be.
Well,
Actually, no, I should still be good. Could be able to work quite a bit from
So-
my chair.
so I've got a question. If yesterday was Zone Tuesday, what's today?
Zone. Wow, how do you mix 4 into Wednesday? 4's Day, I guess. Call it 4's Day. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Halfway through the work. Good. Oh, what's the cat doing now? It's messing with something. Oh. What does this go to? I recognize this from some. Getting a propane delivery right now. Ah, this is going to be a big one. That tank was almost fully depleted. Ah. What are you doing now? Oh, this cat. Pick up one thing and back it. Go crazy with it. Everybody leaves, and then the cat decides it's time to need attention.
And there's someone on ODivaZ called Captain Caveman.
Ah, that made my legs burn. Having to stop. There we go. Little Marvin Gaye. Gotta give it up. Back to the volume up a bit on this one. Yeah. The beta out and he is kicking it lately. After that, having to jump off the bike twice while doing threshold, I felt a little bit of a slight burn when I got back on the second time. And I realized, wow, I haven't been feeling that lately.
Oh. I'm torn. I'm torn between mentioning beans or seeing how far we can go through ODivaZ without beans being mentioned.
Beta ala beans.
I think I'll see how long we can go without it being mentioned.
Whew. Not looking forward to seeing the bill from this propane fill. Full tank fills are never good. Luckily, it's not as bad as heating oil. And it will, hopefully it'll last until like next year this time. As long as we don't have any extreme cold spells during the winter. All right. Last effort on this one.
They're making some funny noises, Rich.
Yeah. Catching my breath and kind of choking on my own saliva. The usual. Yeah. All right. Woo. Rest point.
Yeah,
Getting
rest.
rusty with it. Guys, we come we. Man, I need to start collecting my fueling for the race coming up soon. I want to buy everything locally, but I think they're going to make it kind of tough. Then I'm also wondering if there's going to be, really hoping at the event there will be all of the options that are at the rest areas, since I will not be seeing any of those. Although my brother says that him and his dad are gonna, he's got a little BMW, what are those called, the Z5s or something, those little convertibles, coupe type.
Oh, it depends how old it is.
It's an older one. I think it's like I think it's 2000s. It's the aughts.
It could be a 3 or a
Great
4.
condition. But yeah, he said that they were gonna try to find me and drive by, which then I was thinking, well, if I can depend on this, which that's questionable. So my brother he's excitable. Comes up
Give
with
them
ideas
some fuel. Give to you.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, be able to go to
Yeah.
the side. If I had time to even practice it, where it's like, all right, you guys want to meet up and we'll practice the whole handoff. The only thing is, I don't know. It's also, if you end up winning and you split off from the group to go meet up with your car, for one, that sets a precedent. But now, each year, that's the thing we got to deal with. And for two, then everybody isn't the happiest with you because you had an advantage. But I'm sure that's how cars started in cycling racing anyway. Just one day someone dared to do it, everybody hated them. Ooh, Rick would love it. I missed what I would love. All right, here we go. Back to work. Ooh, I get to stand up. I don't want to stand up. I get to lower my cadence up. I like this one a lot better.
And everyone out there watching the stream, ODivaZ here. Angela leading. On a workout.
Yes.
You know,
Very long, hard workout.
I'm having to sweep, you know.
Really?
Yeah, because you're not here.
Where's the sweeper?
Sweeping, no sweeping.
Sweeper. No sweeping. This is only number 2 of this one. At least on the next one. Next one I'm in a higher zone for a minute, but at least the offset zone is recovery. This whole like threshold and high tempo for long periods sucked. High tempo, that. Whew. I mean, high threshold. Cat, what are you doing now? Oh, you're fine. That's a toy. Whew. Good morning.
Morning.
Whew.
Morning, you Mal. Sorry, I was doing Rick's job there and sweeping.
It's all right. Morning.
Ah,
I was up till
am-
2 a.m. doing a homework assignment I couldn't get figured out.
oof.
I was like, I cannot skip no matter how much I want to. It took me quite literally almost 8 hours to figure the issue out I was having.
Oh,
I had started literally at work, went home, and then went right back to doing the homework again. And it still didn't figure it out till 2 a.m. Let's see. Just find so we can get.
yeah.
That'll prevent the chat going too far down the immigrants route. I just said, speaking of immigrants, hello. Back.
Yeah. Halfway. Do this one.
Okay, quit. Yeah, man, quit.
That's not here, but God. Come on.
behind. Waiting. Stop time. Ah. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, it's nice that these are only a minute now. Oh, no. Good kitty. Not messing with anything. All right, last one.
Right on, Charlie. Wu mentioned them before I did. Just a second before. There's no science. Charlie hasn't got any science for us today because he's away. So,
He must be having a busy spring.
Lou said we could always talk about beans. No, that's what I said. Lou said no beans, no science, and no life.
Ooh, looking forward to this recovery. Slot. Leonard.
Leonard again?
Fourth time? Third time? Oh yeah, it's like the fourth or third time. Might be fourth.
But is it Leonard? It might be another duck.
Oh no, it's Leonard. I could see his name tag.
Okay.
Yeah. There's more proof. Identify yourself. Identify yourself now. All right. What's the one? Ooh, man. All right.
How much already your workout?
24 and a half minutes.
Okay. How long
That's
till
that
the cool down portion of the workout?
18 and a half.
I got a topic for us today, and I need your full talkability for it because it's one that really interests me.
Okay.
I'll even let you pre-game on it a little bit so you can think about what it is. It's I read an article that said that if you're a great cyclist, there's a huge chance you have a type of autism that like Asperger's or I forget the other one. But basically the guy was making a case that there's quite a few of the best cyclist athletes who have been tested for a neurological disorder of some sort, and more are coming out with it. They just didn't want to say it, you know, at the height of their careers and other stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to know, for us to beat each other up like this every day and then call it fun and hope people want to watch it, do we all have this problem somewhere deep down inside to get up every morning, no matter what, almost sickness or in health, and ride that bike
I
for
mean,
an hour and a half?
Now that's the
if
trick.
I were to show this article to my wife, she would be like, "See, told you." She's told me a few times. She was like, "I think you may have a place somewhere on the spectrum." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, I mean,
The
it's
far
always
end of it.
also well, I don't know enough about autism to know how much of it's just like actually a genetic thing, or you know, or how much of it is gained through how you were raised through those pivotal times. But I know, like,
Yeah.
through my pivotal times of raising, I happen to come at a point where my parents were very preoccupied in getting through their midlife crises, and so I spent a lot of time dealing with things that maybe were not always the things I wanted to necessarily deal with, but I learned how to deal with them.
Yeah.
And I feel like I channel that same adaptability when I'm doing well at cycling. When I can't channel it, that's when I have trouble. But like the little things, like, yeah, when we moved from New York to West Virginia, my mom didn't have a lot of money, because she had spent all of it previously traveling around with her boyfriend. And so we had to use her 94 Nissan Sentra to move down to West Virginia. So we would fill that car all the way up.
Yeah.
And usually that left me in the back seat, because the front seat was a good place to put a lot of stuff. And so I would be wedged in between stuff and the door. And I remember a few times spending the 10 to 12 hour trip with my face on the glass. Just watching. Just like entertaining myself with, like, as the power lines did this. And, you know,
Yeah.
just like using my imagination to get through it. And somehow I don't look back to it as a horrible time. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but
it's memorable, and it made some sort of lasting effect, you know, remembering stuff like that. One of the core memories.
I learned the reality that sometimes life just isn't what you may want it to be, but
Yeah.
if you push through, it doesn't hurt you. It just gives you
I agree.
more stuff, more
I think it gives
tools.
you some sort of steam for the trials later, where most people who never dealt with anything from like till 18, and then they go up on their own and they just are not prepared for any hardship of life.
Yeah. I see those quite a bit, having a tap room in a college town, like young people that can't function when things fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
They lose their minds and they get very reactive. But yeah, I would say my childhood prepared me for just this moment, and the freedom I had also prepared me because, I mean, that's what I used to do when I was a kid, was get on my bike and just ride distances.
Yeah.
Be like, where's the furthest place away that I think I can make it, and then get back and feel completely in charge of everything. You know, nobody's telling me what to do. I'm just gonna.
It's a freedom. Bikes are
exactly.
freedom. I think they're more free than a car, if I'm being honest.
Oh, for sure. With a car, you're just, I mean, with a bike, you're following the rules of the road, but, you know, like I do it, you don't necessarily have to. You're mainly doing it to survive and to get along with those around you.
Yeah.
Oh, that helped out. I just got through the first one without even realizing I was doing. Nice.
Because I think that's a good conversation, because I've also had people tell me that if I got tested, I probably would test for something. And
Yeah.
I've more than once had like I had those problems in school with like what I wanted to do versus what they wanted me to do. And even in military, if we're being honest here, like, but once you give that freedom to do it the way we think it should be done, we make gains that other people just aren't making. And I think that's something to be said about a cyclist, because if you don't have that burn, you will just suck. You'll just be average, and you'll never put in the work you need for the growth.
I do find, I do feel like people are missing out if they don't completely challenge themselves, like at least once or twice a week.
Yeah. Yes.
In something that they just don't have to do, but they're making themselves do it. And I mean, cycling, obviously, it'll push you right to the limit if you wanted to.
Every time. If you let it, every time. And my thing with this conversation is like, I didn't get to finish the article because I got busy, but just rolling through the beginning of it, I think it, like, how you gotta be obsessive to hit these zones and to choose to do a definitely a difficult workout. Like, I mean, in my opinion, you gotta do something, because nobody else wants to do it. You know, other people, they just want to ride it for the freedom, but they don't ever want to improve. So all you see is long miles, no consistency. It's really random, like if they're making it, and then they never do anything hard. Like, as soon as it gets hard, they're like, "Nah, I'm done, tapped out."
Yeah, I'm happy I don't have that.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather be the weird one where everybody calls me slow than to be that.
When I do the, when I do like my winter zone 2 base building type stuff, I have to kind of, even though I do enjoy that pace and it gets very easy to get used to it, I still have to kind of regulate myself to make sure I still do it.
I learned that a lot this year, because I probably put in more base this year than I ever have. I've never been a base person, so if we're being honest, I kind of discovered it this year as like a good thing. Before it's like, oh, I'm here because I have to be. But I really dug in, and man, it was easy to get locked in. My legs were like, no, we're not supposed to push that kind of power. What are you doing? Stop. I can ride all day, but not harder. No harder. Stop.
Yeah.
All about the base.
I know. This is my year. I mean, I always heard Jerry talking about it and Andy talking about it, but this is definitely my year that I actually did it.
Yeah.
And then realized later on just how beneficial it was.
Yeah.
When I was studying what the best workout plan would be. And it was like, well, if you spend your winter building that base and then doing everything up for the spring, I was like, wow, perfect. Okay, I did it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, before that, I've always had an idea of like, if I'm not putting in hard efforts like 3 times a week, then I'm losing fitness, which then I just really wanted to be like, have my fitness up all year round, just in case, even though I wasn't racing all the time. But this year was the first year I was like, you know what, I don't need that. I don't need to keep my fitness up. I'm just gonna ride. And I was more focused on keeping my consistency up, because I was also finding myself having to be less consistent, especially in the winter months, because of wearing myself out. You know? There's those weeks where you get a little carried away because you're bored. And then the next week, all of a sudden you hit a wall.
And yet we don't quit. We just keep going for more and more and more.
I was happy because I didn't do that this winter. It looks extremely consistent. It was very nice to look at. But I mainly it just started out of trying to keep my miles and time consistent. And I found the best way to do that was just keep it right around zone 2.
Yeah.
And then found out that I was actually lining myself up perfectly for this race.
Yeah, I think it's like an interesting topic because, I mean, something has to explain like why a good amount of cyclists have a very similar personality.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also a very introverted person, so it's believe it or not. But so I have to have those rests from people. And like the other day, I was planning on just gonna fix up some dinner. We were gonna eat it. It was just gonna be the immediate family. All of a sudden, my stepdaughter comes over with her kid and my granddaughter, and her boyfriend and his dad.
Oh God!
And I was just focused on making my dinner and just only answering when I was talked to. And I did have a moment where I was thinking about, these people probably think I have autism, because I just don't make eye contact, don't acknowledge them, just keep doing what I'm doing. But really, I just not in the mood to converse.
Yeah, especially about certain topics. I find it hard to get engaged in certain topics. Like other topics, I'll run my mouth off forever, like what we do out here. But like certain topics, I'm like, bro, why is that even like? Why are we talking about this? It's like, so irrelevant.
Yeah, and I've reached a point in my life where I realize I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I used to force myself through it and just have conversations and uncomfortably get through them when I didn't feel like having conversations. But then I reached a point where I was like, I don't even have to do this. And it helps out too, because Heidi is very good at talking even when she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
She has the opposite, where if she's away from people too long, she gets stressed out. She would be happy having people around at all times. I prefer to have no people around, except for immediate family, where we're used to living around each other. But I also recognize that if I do that too much, that doesn't help anything. But I also, every day I get tap room time, where most days, I'll be in the brewery tap room to finish off my shift, and there's lots of people that I want to talk out there. Hey, we've been rated.
I'm missing these things.
XCCX.
I mean, even thinking about putting yourself through stuff for no reason, like
Yeah, thanks for the
I
raid.
did all that work nonstop, and then at 2 a.m. I finally go to sleep, and then I wake up, and I still like, hey, you know, maybe I shouldn't ride, not good sleep, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
if I didn't ride, I would have lost fitness, and now that I am
Oh, yeah.
riding, I'm like, I actually feel better than yesterday for sure. So
I mean, really, at that point, then, what's to keep from then talking about does every person who strives for goals have autism? Some form
I wonder,
of autism,
definitely wonder.
you know? Like, when do we stop with the label what it is? I mean,
But I think the difference is how we strive and the pain we put ourselves through while striving is different than some of the other ones. Not all, but some.
I mean, like, entrepreneurs do the same thing. They have a thing where, you know, they'll put everything on the line just to try to get something going.
But I also think that
on the edge of filing bankruptcy.
Not the many. Just like in cycling, there's a lot of people who seemed like they gave it their all, but when you really look back at it, like you're like, bro, you didn't give it your all at all. You gave it like maybe 10%, and like
trained
it felt
enough.
like your all because you were so weak to any pain, but it was definitely not your all. So
They trained enough to make their coaches happy.
yeah,
And then stayed in the peloton
yeah,
and ran bottles, which is a hard job doing that.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. You're not going to be maxing yourself out on an attack.
But Charlie might not be riding on Friday. So Brooke said, Charlie, you can't let Jamel win again. He's already had 2 wins.
Make it a hat trick.
Ooh, it's the last one. Nice. I'm happy we started that conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't even really think about this last part of the workout at all. And now I can cool down. Wow. Hope this is a real cool down. This is definitely seems like one of those ones where they might bump the power back up and then cool down. I don't like this. Haven't I done enough already? Ooh. I wonder if Garmin will see that as a threshold or because of the rest, we'll see it as a tempo. Might be a threshold.
So are you going to be doing the ebb on Friday, Rick? We want to know.
I don't know. I hope so. I hope I'll at least be able to show up. Whether or not I'll be sprinting, we'll see. Because I have my longer workouts out of the way. I just need to get on the bike by 6:15. And the next week I should be all set. But next week I'll be missing some mornings on Zwift because I'm going to mainly just, at this point, I'm planning on mainly doing Zwift for Zone 2 stuff. And then doing longer outdoor rides to work in the morning until the race, pretty much. Oh, wow. Still doing my workout and the ebb is finished, or I mean, the ODivaZ is finished.
Yeah,
we finished. Yeah, I'll finish this kilometer out. Oh, good.
Yeah, given that the weather works for me at least. Hopefully it will. But I do not want to ride my bike purposely in rain because I have just enough bike wash to get me through one more bike wash right before the race. Got to show up shiny. And then
I show up shiny.
And then I gotta spend money on nutrition coming up. And Grace is right back in the thick of it now. So far she's had 3 tryout clinics. She's going for either level 3 or level 4. Well, she's going for both of them. She might be put on both of them. She might be on one. And she might be on a senior team this year because she's reached that point. And I guess there's a lot of athletes there that are now at 14 or 15, 14, 15,
Yeah.
I don't know. So now they're gonna do another extra senior team on a lower level. They're also losing a lot of senior athletes too, from senior 5 and 6. So she might be back with her original team. She'll be happy about that with all of her close friends.
Yeah, my daughter's in the thick of it too now. Tomorrow she has another like clinic / tryout and stuff like that. So she's happy. And my other daughter made the dance thing, so she's
I'm gonna, I think for this year's Baltimore trip, I'm gonna try to push for going to that one. I'll have to do with where we're at that point because it's right around Christmas, which makes it
then
kind of
you
tough.
gotta come visit us.
At least I think it was. Yeah, I think it was like a week or 2 before Christmas.
Yeah, that's
And or right after. It was either one of those.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody, for watching us this morning. Much appreciated for the support, for being with us. I will be back with the WTRL Team Time Trial tomorrow. Tomorrow lunchtime for us, which is going to be about 5 hours time, but tomorrow. So until then, take care. Have a good Wednesday. Bye for now. Where's my clicky bit? There's my clicky bit.
Bye.